This episode is brought to you by the Kirtland Partnership Committee. For 30 years, we've been dedicated to supporting, growing, and preserving the Kirtland National Security Complex. We work tirelessly to enhance military readiness, foster community partnerships, improve quality of life, and promote economic development right here in New Mexico. Join us in our mission to ensure that Kirtland remains a cornerstone of national security and a key provider of quality jobs and investment for all of Greater Albuquerque. Together, we can make a powerful impact. Kirtland Partnership Committee, proudly shaping the future of our national security for 30 years.
From the Albuquerque Journal, this is the leading news. I'm Gino Gutierrez. It's Thursday, July 24th. Here's what we're covering on today's episode. President Trump has approved a major disaster declaration for Lincoln County, New Mexico, following deadly flash floods linked to the South Fork wildfire burn scar. The declaration frees up federal aid, including housing grants, home repair assistance, low-interest loans for uninsured losses, and a 75% federal reimbursement for debris removal and emergency response. Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham praised the declaration, but urged the president to extend similar aid to other hard-hit counties like Chavez, Valencia, and Otero. New Mexico's congressional delegation echoed that call, pushing for broader federal support beyond Trump's earlier limited emergency declaration. Over 400 homes have been damaged in the past month, and 3 people were killed on July 8th after the Rio Rudioso rose more than 20 feet, sweeping away RVs and a home. In response, the governor has issued over 80 executive orders and deployed the National Guard, unlocking more than $60 million in state aid, some of which will be reimbursed by FEMA. A devastating monsoon storm on Tuesday evening caused severe flooding in Vado, a rural community 18 miles south of Las Cruces, damaging over 600 homes. More than 2 inches of rain fell quickly, overwhelming the lower Rio Grande and flooding roads, farms, and neighborhoods. Swift water rescue teams worked overnight to evacuate residents, including elderly and disabled individuals. One rescuer, recently returned from U.S. Army training, helped carry neighbors and pets to safety, with floodwaters reaching chest height in some areas. Doña Ana County officials said no deaths occurred, though 2 people were hospitalized with minor injuries. Around 30 people took shelter at a community center, and power outages affected 600 households, most of which were restored by Wednesday. Emergency crews and multiple agencies responded, working to clear debris and reopen roads. County commissioners are planning to vote on a disaster declaration today, which would unlock state aid. Despite widespread damage, residents are saying their focus remains on recovery. The Laguna fire has burned over 16,000 acres in the Santa Fe National Forest, which has prompted U.S. Representative Teresa Ledger Fernandez to question the U.S. Forest Service's fire management decisions. In a letter to Forest Service Chief Tom Schultz, she raised concerns about the agency's strategy and communication, particularly after the 2022 Calf Canyon Hermit's Peak fire eroded public trust. The fire, which began on June 25th from a lightning strike, was initially managed as a low-intensity burn to reduce forest fuel and prevent future extreme fires. The strategy then shifted to full suppression after high winds and embers on July 11th caused the fire to jump containment lines and grow rapidly. As of this week, it was 55% contained. Local ranchers, including Robert V. Hill, say poor communication led to the loss of cattle, with backburns conducted in areas they weren't warned about. V. Hill reported losing most of his herd. The Forest Service maintains it provided maps and daily updates, but acknowledged confusion about their purpose. The agency is offering support to affected ranchers, including compensation claims and veterinary assistance. Schultz is also expected to formally respond to the Congresswoman's concerns. In response to growing concerns over political violence, the New Mexico legislature has removed lawmakers' home addresses from its public website. The move follows the recent fatal shootings of 2 Minnesota legislatures and comes amid ongoing national and local security threats that are targeting elected officials. Legislative Council Service Director Shauna Kaisber said the change was made in, quote, an abundance of caution and remains under review. Lawmakers are now encouraged to list non-residential residences or P.O. boxes instead. A similar action was taken after a series of 2022 drive-by shootings in New Mexico linked to former GOP candidate Solomon Pena, who was convicted in March and faces a 60-year prison sentence. Senate President Pro Tem Mimi Stewart and House Speaker Javier Martinez supported the latest security measures, noting they aim to protect legislators without reducing transparency. Stewart said recent violence has already discouraged some from seeking or even continuing public office. Additional safety steps include urging lawmakers to adopt home security systems, banning weapons from the state capitol in 2021, and allowing elected officials to keep their home addresses confidential in certain filings. Despite the changes, Stewart stressed that public access to the legislature remains intact through webcasts and district contact information. And Lindy's Diner, a beloved Route 66 landmark in downtown Albuquerque, has been named New Mexico's best classic diner by Food Network. The article, which highlights must-visit diners in each state, praised Lindy's for its rich 96-year history and standout dishes like the Cowboy Breakfast and fire-roasted green chili cheeseburger. Co-owners Don and Steve Vassensau, who took over the business in 1994 from Steve's father, were honored and surprised by the recognition. Since its founding in 1929, the diner has welcomed everybody from locals to President Bill Clinton, movie stars, and Route 66 travelers. The diner has also been featured in around 36 productions that were filmed at the location. The Vassensaus credit the diner's longevity to a loyal customer base and a steady balance between nostalgia and staying current. Though the future of the diner isn't set in stone, Don says they're grateful for the journey and the community that has kept them going. The Leading News is powered by the journalism of the Albuquerque Journal. If you enjoy hearing all of the stories we share with you here daily, please consider becoming a digital subscriber to the Journal by utilizing the discount code in our show notes. Every subscription helps support local journalism and allows us to provide you with the news that matters to you. Now taking a look at Albuquerque's weather forecast. Today mostly sunny skies are expected with a high near 92, and as for this evening, partly cloudy with a low around 67. To keep up with all the latest news from the Albuquerque Journal, you can visit our website at abqjournal.com. That's the Leading News. I'm Gino Gutierrez. We'll be back tomorrow.